The Middle East is clearly going through one of those periods of substantial change, and every event that we seem to be hearing is of magnified importance. We had the visit of US President Donald Trump to Saudi Arabia in late May. Last week we saw the imposition of a blockade on Qatar by its biggest partners and allies, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain and Egypt, among others. But this week we have seen possibly the most significant development of all, and that is the promotion of Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to the position of Crown Prince. Mohammed bin Salman, who was already the most significant player in Saudi Arabia's complex political arena, as the father of the Vision 2030 reforms and as the defence minister, is now the man who's clearly the successor to King Salman. And around his appointment have come a wide range of new appointments of younger generation officials and politicians. So what we have seen this week in Saudi Arabia is the long anticipated generational shift. King Salman is preparing the ground for what comes after him, and it's this next generation with Mohammed bin Salman at the head. But the young Crown Prince faces some huge challenges. Number one is Iran. Saudi Arabia is seeking to assert its regional leadership in the face of what it perceives as a rising challenge and trouble being caused from across the Gulf. That requires him to bring together domestic politics, regional politics and international relations to present a united front with Saudi and the UAE at the leadership of that front, and that's the number one priority for Mohammed bin Salman, and we can expect to see increasing plays in that area. Number two is Yemen. Yemen is a real soft underside to Saudi Arabia. It is costing them a fortune. It is a huge political distraction, and finding some way forward to stabilize Yemen, to be able to withdraw and ease back on military expenditure, but also start developing in the reconstruction program there, and that is a second priority for Mohammed bin Salman. And the third priority, I feel, is the economic reform program. We have seen 2 years of slowdown and austerity and economic pain and business pain, and it is imperative that Saudi Arabia starts to push ahead with its reforms, its privatizations, its PPP, to create jobs and to be able to start getting new momentum in the economy. And I think the Aramco IPO early next year will be number one on the agenda there. Away from the politics, we've seen a very busy week for business development. Oil and gas activity continues to build momentum, and we've seen in Kuwait this week, Italy's Saipem has emerged as the front runner for the final package on the $17 billion new refinery project in Kuwait. While in the UAE, as we said last week, increasing amount of activity from ADNOC, and India's Larsen & Toubro has emerged as the front runner for al-Dhafra's Haliba onshore oil field development. Al-Dhafra is a joint venture between ADNOC and the South Korean national oil company. Elsewhere in Egypt, again, we're seeing some significant momentum there, and in particular, one of the biggest construction and real estate projects has moved forward this week with a deal being signed between the new Urban Communities Authority and the developer Palm Hills, and also the Housing Ministry, to develop a 4 million square metre plot of land, a $1.2 billion development, and that is a mixed-use residential and commercial PPP project. And that was one of the flagship projects from the Economic Development Conference 2 years ago in Sharm el-Sheikh. And then in Saudi Arabia, we have seen some moves on the Vision 2030 ambitions, particularly the Public Investment Fund taking over 2 significant plots of land in Jeddah to develop free zones and to try and use those as anchor areas for attracting investment from healthcare, commercial and manufacturing industries. So it has been a busy week Everything has magnified significance at the moment. You can read all about it on meed.com by clicking on the links that appear in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and you can follow us on YouTube clicking on the button below. Thank you.